Good morning. Welcome to our verse of the day, and it's coming from 1 Timothy 3:8-13. The same goes for those who wants to be servants in the church, serious, not deceitful, not too free with the bottle, not in it for what they can get out of it. They must be reverent before the mystery of the faith, not using their position to try to run things. Let them prove themselves first. If they show they can do it, take them on. No exceptions are to be made for women. Same qualifications: serious, dependable, not sharp-tongued, not overfond of wine. Servants in the church are to be committed to their spouses, attentive to their own children, and diligent in looking after their own affairs. Those who do this servant work will come to be highly respected, a real credit to this Jesus faith. So this is a requirement of the servants in the church. Yesterday we did leaders, today we did servants. All in all, whether you're a leader or a servant, you are to handle your own affairs well when it comes to running the house of God. If you can't run your own affairs, how are you going to run the house of God? You have to be attentive to your children, earning their respect. You have to be diligent. You have to be serious. You have to be dependable. This leadership and the servant work, when it comes in the house of God, this is not a plaything. This is not something you play around. You don't get a title just to throw it in people's faces. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm this. There are preconditions. You have to take this stuff seriously. God's church is not a playground. It's not a playground. So whatever your role is in the church, make sure you're doing it to the best of your ability. Just make sure that you're reverent before God. You put him first and you do what you're supposed to do. Living out the word of God and not just reading it, but living out the word of God and showing others how to do the same. Be the example. Part of being a leader in the church and a servant is to be the example to others. It's not going to be easy. Yes, this walk is going to get very lonely. But if God ordained for you to do this, then the road will be smooth. Not saying it'll be easy, but he's not going to put you in a position where you're constantly struggling. He's going to make sure that everything you touch is blessed, because that's what he has ordained for you to do. And if that's something you are ordained to do, make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're not going to be perfect. That's the misconception that a lot of people have. Oh, she's a Christian and she's a pastor, an apostle, he's a bishop, and a deacon, usher. They have to be perfect. They have to do this. No, you don't have to be perfect. Jesus isn't looking for perfection. He's just looking for progress, honestly. But there is much expected from you. You can't have a leadership position in the church if you act just like the world, because the world is going to come in the church and see that you act just like them, and then you're going to run them away. So take time to think about that today.